Morning, everybody. I'm still croaky. Here, there we go. Good morning. So, Saturday morning, I'm meeting my friend, checking my watch, at 7 a.m. Central Time for breakfast. Okay, so I'm early. I have a few minutes to spare, so I thought we'd hang out and I'd show you the scene. I usually have some curl in my hair, but it's incredibly humid. Good morning, Teresa. It's incredibly humid here, and everything I did just kept going like this. So I went with the straight, sleeker sort of look today. That was my goal. And I'm wearing my I Love Yarn necklace because this is where we are, and I do love yarn. So I'll show you the scene. In case, did you see it the other day? I'll show it to you again. This is called the Cascades. I don't know if it's the atrium or lobby. And there's lots of waterfalls in this section of the Gaylord Hotel. There's other ones. There's the Delta. And that, oh, see, over here is the waterfalls. Check that out. Oh, sorry, there's people all over the place. That's okay. It's good to have people. And all of these are hotel rooms that are all up there. I'm giving you the whole 360. There's also the Delta, which we saw in our last Periscope, which has the riverboat. And then there's the Magnolia. I guess there's a Magnolia. I don't really spend a lot of time in Magnolia. And then there's the, what's the other one called? Oh, the Garden Conservatory, which has a garden and less water. A lot like this. More green, less water. I like how these, see, look, that the water sort of hops around. See, whoop, there he hops. Whoop, there he hops. It's very clever, I think. It's sort of mesmerizing to just sit and watch it. So anyway, do you want to see what I'm doing today? Just super quick before I have to go. So I brought my purse, obviously, and I brought the sample with me for the class I'm teaching this morning, 8:30. It's pattern reading for crocheters, aka crochet a sampler cowl. So this is what we're going to be working on in the class. So this is my sampler cowl pattern, and as you can see, there's a granny square. There's a plain single crochet square because a lot of people just have trouble knowing about turning stitches, chains at the end of the row. And so the goal of this, even though it seems really boring, is to help you do a nice square, you know, that doesn't look like a trapezoid or doesn't look like a rhombus or whatever other shape. So it is good practice, and it is super important to work on those because I think that's the most confusing part of crochet. And then this one's our most advanced one. It's a waves block where we're using all of the stitches, single crochet, double, treble, and still working on those turning chains. And then in the course, we also, because it's 3 hours, it's a long time, and they do some of these for homework, is how to join with a nice little slip stitch join and this cute shell edging. So the whole time, even though we're learning stitches, we're also learning how to read the pattern to get this result. Because I find a lot, and you can tell me if I'm right, a lot of crocheters, different from knitters, have been crocheting for a little while, and so they're more familiar with the stitches, but they're not as familiar with pattern reading, whereas in my experience, knitters start reading a pattern. And I'm not sure why that happens. I think part of it's because knitting patterns are sort of easier to read. The turning chains really monkey everything around, and the fact that you can stick your crochet hook anywhere just makes things complicated, right? Like you could stick your crochet hook 5 rows below and to the left, you know, under a blinking. So that makes it really complicated, and I think it scares a lot of people. But I don't think you have to be scared. My mom still doesn't read patterns, but that's okay. I try and write my patterns to be as straightforward as possible so people feel comfortable doing them. I always say, I'm giving you just a couple tips because you're not in my class. Read the pattern out loud, and if you have to write out the abbreviations, like SC in next stitch, right? Go to the abbreviations, look it up. Single crochet, oh, you don't have to look at me here, we can look at the pretty fountain. Single crochet, well, that's what SC means, in the next stitch. And if you read that out loud to yourself, okay, now rounds 5 through 10, single crochet in each stitch. That makes it a lot easier for you to process, and it's probably going to be more enjoyable for you. The other tip I have is, I'm not giving them all away, I'm just saying a couple tips for people who tune in, is to, if you have a couple repeats, like let's say it says, you know, single crochet, double crochet, repeat 10 times, you might want to write that out all 10/11 times and then each time you finish one, cross it off, because that'll help you keep track of where you are a lot better, and it makes the whole pattern a lot less daunting. So anyway, okay, it's 7. I just was having a quick little chat with you and wanted to show you what I was working on this morning and give you a great view. So I hope you have a lovely Saturday and have a great day. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.